What's up, guys? Welcome to A Vibe Called West Radio. Today we have a different kind of episode. So, as some of you may know or not know, I'm releasing my debut mixtape, Time Is On Our Side, February 2nd, 2024. So what I did is then asked my very good friend, talented artist, Section.80, to actually come on the podcast and act as the interviewer, to allow me to be one of the guests and kind of do some of the exercises that we all love and do. And so Zach, thank you so much for stepping into this role, man. I would not want anyone else to do it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. And it's funny that you introduced me because I'm about to introduce you now. So I'll do your intro. It's kind of your intro. So welcome to A Vibe Called West Radio. I'm Section.80, your host for today. We're mixing things up a little bit today, obviously, because we're going to have an exclusive sit-down interview with the man himself, GRANDVIEW. We're digging into the details of your upcoming album, Time Is On Our Side, dropping February 2nd, and reflecting upon a stellar 2023, in which GRANDVIEW hit 10,000 followers on TikTok. I think it's at 12 now,
Yeah.
which is hype.
Thank you.
Launched a Vibe Called West Media Company and delivered 5 standout singles. In addition to this conversation, GRANDVIEW will also be dissecting his favorite song on Kendrick Lamar's Section.80. So it's a pleasure to have you here, and also a pleasure to be here. So welcome to you, and I guess to me too. But no,
Perfect.
welcome,
You killed that, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, natural. I'm excited, man. Thank you for being interested in this. And yeah, I'm just, it's very different being on this side. It's so funny. Like I have to allow you to take the reins, man, but already killing it. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited
So
to be here.
before we get started with the bracket, I wanted to talk a little bit about why you chose Section.80 for your album. It's Kendrick Lamar's debut studio album, so it was a critical success that played a crucial role in establishing him as a major force in the hip-hop scene. The album received widespread acclaim for its lyricism and storytelling. Given your current career position, do you feel like do you feel a particular connection with the album, Section.80, or perhaps does it reflect a similar stage in your career with your debut album on the way?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good observation, and probably the reason why I was so drawn to it this summer, around when I was really deciding that I wanted to complete the album. It's nice for us to find projects that we can kind of latch onto to sharpen our minds and open up different, doors of creativity. And Section.80 was one that I went back to more than anything. And I think that I have such a connection to this album as well, because when I was a sophomore, junior in high school, it came in 2011. Yeah, so around that time, I would say, so I think I found this album junior year. I'm from LA. And when Kendrick was blowing up, it was such a movement and everyone was so proud. And it was just such a big thing to listen to this album and to really connect with ADHD, Blow My High, just different, because when you're younger, these substances that you were taking, whether it was for partying, whether it was just recreational, was to me, that was my identity. And not in the best way. So it's when he's talking about just this ADHD generation, I connected to it a lot. And then I think what you're saying as well, with regards to where I'm at, I want to deliver on an amazing debut project that is conceptual, like Section.80. So yeah,
absolutely,
it makes sense.
100%. I just wanted to touch on this. I heard you love the blog era.
Yeah, man, I'm obsessed with it. I was it's a great to bring that up. But yeah, I mean, this song is sick too. Dope Boys, hot new hip hop. Just. Dat Piff was the fucking vault for these incredible moments in hip-hop history. Yeah. And 1999, Acid Rap, Friday Night Lights, Faces, Overly Dedicated, The Warm-Up. That's my favorite era of hip-hop.
Yeah.
The Young Sinatra series, that is my favorite era of hip-hop. And that's what I am trying to capture with these mixtapes that I'm making.
100%. Yeah, I love that. I love that for you. And I got a chance, thank you, by the way, for sending me the album. I got to listen to it a little early.
Yeah.
But I have nothing bad to say. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. And I'm biased because I'm on it. But it's really amazing to see just like how far you've come in the time that I've known you. And I think it's going to be really awesome for everyone else to hear and see what you've been working on this whole time.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
But yeah, so if you were, sorry, I have a question back to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Here you go. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I know what you got.
If you were in an elevator with Kendrick Lamar, what would your elevator pitch be? You did it to me, so I
know
ask
it's
you.
so funny. I even got rid of that question because it's so crazy. But you answered it, so I'll answer it. First off, Kendrick lives in my hometown of Manhattan Beach, so I'd make that connection there.
Oh, tight.
I would just say, it's like what you said. I wouldn't like pitch myself. I would just say how much I appreciate all that he's done for a genre that, I'm a guest in and that I love. Just like truly elevating the idea of like concept albums in hip hop and I think, the thing I loved about Kendrick what I would tell him is I feel like whenever he would drop something, the game would respond. Like he would drop Good Kid, Mad City, and then like you'd have people like Cole and Logic dropping Under Pressure, Forest Hills Drives. He told his origin story. People wanted to tell their origin story.
Mm-hmm.
Then he dropped To Pimp a Butterfly, and then like the whole game, Joey Badass with All American Badass, Logic with everybody. Like then all these rappers then wanted to do their think pieces on the time. Like he truly shifted culture with each one, and I would just tell him that thank you for creating bodies of work that are so thought-provoking, but also introduce an idea and deliver on the idea in the most cohesive way I've ever seen. So that's what I would say.
Absolutely. That was brilliant, actually. That was such a good response.
Thank you.
I'm like, did you get the list of questions?
No, I knew that one, but, thank you. I appreciate that. And, yeah, because you answered it very well as well.
100%. Well, with all this talk of Kendrick Lamar, I guess we're going to go do our first two matchups right now. So in the first round, basically, Carter, I'm sure either me or you can explain it. You might be better at explaining this.
Yes, no, you're all good. So what we did is what we do every single episode. So Zach asked me what my favorite album is. I chose Section 80. So what Zach did is he went on Spotify. He seeded the songs based on total number of streams, 1 through 8, and then put it into an Elite 8 tournament bracket to see which song is the best based on my opinion. So that in mind, yeah, I'm excited, man. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, so in the first matchup, it's gonna be ADHD versus Tammy's song.
This one's pretty easily ADHD.
Yeah.
And I love what he was trying to do with Tammy's song, and I feel like whenever a record is as linearly, it's a very linear song with the story and the progression of it, which I respect with Tammy's song. Mm-hmm. The instrumental is interesting, doesn't really hit me. I don't find myself returning to this track a lot, but ADHD, for it to be, it's really rare when the most popular song is also so dense and so creative and so just fucking good. I don't know.
There's a lot of cuts on this album that are where a lot of the popular ones are pretty deep.
I agree.
Just more than surface level or made for your average listener, which is cool though, and that's one of the things I love about this album. I'm glad you chose it too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what separated Kendrick is his music isn't just backpack thought provoking. It's able to cross over into the mainstream, which is, as we all know, incredibly hard to do.
Yeah, 100%. So then that's ADHD right there for the winner. We could say bye to Tammy's song. The second matchup is gonna be High Power versus Po Man's Dreams.
Jeez.
This one's hard, actually.
Really hard.
I feel bad for you right now.
I know. I feel like I'm going to make people really mad with this one.
You can't win.
I'm going to go with Po Man's Dreams. And
okay.
Big upset. And I know it's so funny because I usually when I'm doing these matchups in my head, obviously I'm breaking down the mystiques of each song. And look, I think this is crazy. It's crazy that I even chose that, but High Power is incredible thematically, lyrically, with production from J. Cole.
Yeah,
you would think it's gonna win.
True, yeah.
You think it's gonna win, but I find myself for some reason going back to Po Man's Dreams so much, and it's this one line that I listen to over and over again. When I'm trying to get better as rapping, and I want to fucking write. There's this line where he goes, the city got my back before it, I give him my torso. Like the way he says that
Oh, yeah.
line
Think
is like
about it.
fucking sick.
I know, it's so good.
And
I
like
love
that
it.
line always gets me. For some reason, the city got like before I give him my torso. It's
I
like,
love it. That song's amazing. It's hard. Like I said, you can't really win with this one.
yeah, I think people are gonna be upset with that, but like fuck it.
It's
Fine.
okay.
It's my list.
It's okay. I used the high power quote as my senior quote in high school. It's fine.
Which
It's
one?
not.
Which one was it?
It's just the one at the very beginning where they're like,
The
"The sky is falling, the wind is calling, stand for something."
Sheesh.
That's my senior quote. I look at
That's
my
so
yearbook
sick.
and I'm like, this is weird.
Dude,
It's
you're like,
kinda
this
funny.
guy was in a rap group.
Yeah. Story for another time.
Yeah, just go watch the episode.
Yeah, go watch the episode, right? So let's continue here. Now let's transition into the Section 80 of your career. GRANDVIEW's debut album, Time Is On Our Side, right? That's what it's called. Can you tell us about where your love for music began and how you ended up here just days or I guess weeks away from dropping your first album?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's so weird. It's like I've done these conversations in my head so many times. And now that someone's actually asking me that, it's weird. Growing up, I was not musically inclined at all. I was a really big athlete. I was a very competitive soccer player.
Oh, I didn't
And
know that.
when I was always really into music, as my friends would say. Like I was obsessed with hip hop, obviously in high school, as I was saying with the blog era, and then I was obsessed with electronic music senior year of high school because I started going to raves. I went to this thing called Nocturnal Wonderland,
Okay.
which is a gnarly fucking name. Let's be real. Like
That
that's
is.
crazy. And I can't believe I went when I was 18, and like I just experienced Porter Robinson, Carnage, all these different DJs, and so I fell in love with that as well. Then I went off to college, and right before college, I sadly had like a very traumatic experience happen to me, and like I went away to college really broken. And I got severely addicted to Adderall. I came back from college like 115 pounds.
I saw
You
a
saw
video.
pictures of
I
it.
saw a video you made.
But during that time period, as I was dealing with the trauma of what had happened, I started I found there's this kid in my hall that would rap, and then I like would listen to him rap, and I'm like, I could fucking do that. And then I could only equate it like this. Steve Jobs has this quote that's like, passion is a lot like love, you know when you found the one. And the minute that I started writing and rapping, I was like, this is what I have to do with my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I came back from college in a horrible state emotionally, but I had this thing this new skill that I came back with. And thank God for my mom, my father, and my stepfather. They took me back in, and I really got to give a big shout out to my mom and my mom and dad specifically. Were like, they're so supportive to this day. Like to this day, they're the most supportive people
That's amazing.
in my life with my music. And they both were like, if you want to do this, why not? We need you to come home just to be healthy. Like we need you to be close. But there's a school, the LA recording school. Why don't you go there and actually learn? Because again, like I didn't play any instruments, so I went there, and then
I'm getting so much tea right now.
yeah, you are, man, and
Learning
like
so much.
if it's the weird, it's like not, and then it's like from there I go there and I meet Ionius, who's my DJ,
Yep.
and my producer, and then I meet Michael, who's one of my other producers, my best friends, and like I started like releasing projects, but they're not that good. Sorry, this is like the full story, and then
this is exactly what I was asking.
yeah,
That's
and then
great.
I I was like releasing projects as Carter James. Originally I was Carter James. I was in GRANDVIEW.
Okay.
And those projects were super rough, and they were mixtapes, but they were cool, and I was learning what I was doing. And then I dropped this project called The Drunken Poet. Literally like the week the world shut down for COVID.
Oh shit.
So the world shut down, and I couldn't promote it like really or like make music videos, and I was in a relationship at the time, and everyone was losing their jobs. So I was like, let me go get something that's steady as the world is burning. So I went and worked for my father's company, actually in the recruiting industry, where I met my manager Greg, and I did that for a year and a half.
No way.
Yeah,
what?
it's crazy. Then I did that. So I did that for a year and a half, and I met Greg there. And out of nowhere, I remember I was shifting positions from recruiting. We were moving into consulting.
Yeah.
And when I like first started working at the company, I kind of liked recruiting because we were doing something good for people. We were giving them jobs.
Yeah.
And that aligned ethically with where I was at. But like
Yep.
just to become this consulting company for like crypto companies and, you know,
Yeah.
different like private equity firms, I was like, I remember I was sitting at the table with all the heads of the departments, and I was just like over and over in my head, being like, I can't, like, this can't be my life. This can't be my life. This can't be my life.
Yeah.
And then I
100%.
actually went home and I wrote the song Sincerely. Sincerely 2 Volume 3, which is the first GRANDVIEW song on the project. Then I played Greg my music, and Greg was like, you don't have to pay me anything. Like, I'm just going to help you. And
It's a
from
real G
there, the
right
rest is
there,
history,
Greg.
man. I kind of like then re-stepped into it in 2021, quit my job that summer,
Mhm.
and yeah.
And
just
the rest
fucking-
is history.
And the rest is history. Went
It's
all
really
over
cool
music.
it's really cool how everything falls into place
Yeah.
when you start doing what you love and like actively moving towards a goal like that has to do with something that you love, because it's like I'm sure you find that it's really fun probably a lot of the
It's
time.
amazing.
You have, I mean, of course you have your trials and tribulations where like things can get difficult, but overall, I mean, I'm sure it's really fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
I think it's I mean, like it when you find something that you love, it's the only thing that you'll stay up till 11 o'clock at night editing a video or recording a song, and you're fucking giddy when like something happens. Like, you don't get that from a normal 9 to 5. So yeah, no, it's amazing. And like I love it so much. I love creating stuff. That's what I love to do.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that transitions perfectly into the next question. I just wanted to ask you about your creative process or your creative journey of making this album in particular.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know basically what influenced you to make the album, or who are some of your biggest. I already kind of know who some of your biggest influences are, but on this project, I mean, the music is like better than ever, and I'm just wondering
Thank you.
what made you.
Yeah. It's funny. So it's called Time Is On Our Side. The name, I don't know if this is getting ahead of it, but like I came up with the name. I remember I was listening to a lot of Call Me If You Get Lost in the summer of 2022 for some reason. Like, I was like late with that album, like always. I'm weird. And I love the name Call Me If You Get Lost, because like when you hear that, you're like, he's taking me on a journey. I'm going to Geneva. Like, and the album is so luxurious and so interesting, and like it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever I do next, I want like a sentence, or I want something. Like, I want people to hear it and be like, okay, like, idea received. So originally I was gonna call it like Good News Is Here, which is like one of my song names.
Okay.
And then shout out my roommate JT was like, nah, like you can't do that. You have to come up with something new.
Mm.
And to this day, I don't know where I got the name,
Mm-hmm.
but the name comes with Time Is On Our Side. I'm getting into like, I'm answering your question with this. So Time Is On Our Side for some reason came to me, and like it's so funny because I hit up, so I had the name and we're releasing the singles, and then in August out of nowhere, I'm like, hey, Greg, Andrew, I want to release this album in December. They're like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I have 2 months to write 7 songs and record them.
Man.
And then we were laughing. We were like,
No
time
way,
is not
really?
on your side.
No way.
So I
That's
so I
funny.
wrote and recorded this besides the singles, which is there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But like more than half the songs I wrote in like 2 months.
That's so cool. God, I love that.
Yeah.
And I know you're a huge fan of groups like Brockhampton, who did a similar thing too, where they
Yeah.
put out 3 albums in the same year. Do you feel like it's easier to have like a burst of creativity where you make as much as possible, like as humanly possible in the shortest amount of time? Or do you like to, I mean, the album's called Time Is On Our Side. Do
Yeah.
you like to take your time
No,
with things normally?
it's a great question. I think usually I like to take my time with it, but especially I don't know, like you get into zones, and I think like the biggest, J. Cole said it best. Like you get writer's block when like you stop trusting yourself, and you stop trusting yourself when you haven't seen direct results.
Yep.
So like if I'm like, I wrote this album in such a way where it's like I was constantly loving, because like I agree with you, it's the better music that I've ever made. So I'm loving what I'm making. So then when it's time to write the next project, I'm confident.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that,
validating too.
yeah, I do think that there's there's truly like momentum that you can gain with making music when you start like seeing direct results. So if you're seeing direct results a lot, I do think that allows you to make great music, as we saw with Brockhampton.
100%.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the album cover.
Yeah.
We got it behind us right now.
Yeah.
But why did you choose to put, now these are your friends, right?
Yeah, those are my friends.
So why did you choose to put your friends on the album cover, and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, so it's our time is on our side, it's not my side. So I wanted one to like make it like when you look at that, you're like, you know, and like it's the story. It's like one, the reason why I wanted to meet my friends is, again, time theme album. I wanted to showcase the people I love to spend my time with.
Yeah.
So that was the big thing when I wanted to bring them all together, was like, let me showcase the people I love to spend time with. And then again, the reason why there's a group of us is because it's our side. And when you're listening to this, the album is really just all these different relatable emotions that people are feeling, whether it's grieving like on Ghosts, whether it's addiction on Deja Vu, whether it's This Too Shall Pass with depression. Like, each of these are human things that I was able to kind of project onto these people. And if you look at each person, the watch face is actually the cover of the song.
No way,
So
bro. What?
Yeah, so this was crazy. And
I did not notice that. You're giving us the full breakdown.
Yeah, and I'm not even trying to be that guy.
What?
But the track list of the album is on the cover, which I don't know has been done. So the track list is on the cover of the album, and each person is wearing the cover because it's a watch face. Time is on our side.
That's actually so fucking cool. What the fuck?
Thank you. So yeah,
that's
just
amazing.
Yeah. So then like it just it represents all the different human emotions, and I think it's nice to be able to listen to a song, look at the cover, and like really like feel like, oh, like that's its own idea.
Yeah.
And it kind of just, and it's a symbol.
That's
of
super
that.
unique. I love it.
Thank you, man.
That's
And
really
like shout
cool.
out all my friends for being okay with doing that. And again, I just want to showcase who I love to spend my time with. So.
100%. And they love to spend time with you. And they actually have some questions for you.
Questions
in a would you rather format.
For my friends.
So we're gonna questions from your friends. So first off, I know this is a big surprise. So first off, Andrew Zarella said, would you rather have started Puka Nakua in your fantasy football playoffs or get a feature from Logic on your next mixtape?
So funny that it's even a question. It's definitely Logic, but let's be real. The reason it's so funny, like the reason why I lost my fantasy football playoffs because I sat Puka Nakua like a fucking idiot, and like he got me there. But it's funny because like there's like this part of myself that's like start Puka just because like the ego of like I want to fucking win that championship trophy. But yeah, no, Logic.
100%.
That's funny though. That's a good question.
Big boy Brandon Teague. He said, "Hey Carter, if fictional worlds could become a reality, would you rather be a Pokemon trainer or a Star Wars Jedi?"
Oh, Pokemon trainer, definitely. Great question. Pokemon trainer. Are you kidding me? Like that world has like universal healthcare. Like those fucking like Pokemon centers are like
for real.
You can just walk in there and they heal you. Like it doesn't really seem like the only thing you're worried about is like fucking Team Rocket. Like I could fucking smack them with my Pokemon. Like
oh yeah.
Great question, but definitely Pokemon trainer. Like I would fucking be the best there ever was. I would fucking be Ash Ketchum. I'd be Ash Ketchum.
Davis said, would you rather smoke a bowl of Candy Jack or take a full punch from Marcus in the face?
Holy shit, that's so good. So good. You don't know either.
No, I don't know any of these people.
Oh
I'm
my
like
god, that's fucking funny.
I'm hella confused. But
no, that's really good.
I knew you
oh my god, Davis. Great question. So Candy Jack is this like strain of weed that is like so potent. Like it's so fucking strong, and I get so paranoid, guys, when I smoke weed. Honestly,
me too.
Honestly, that's such a good question. I gotta think. Dude, I think
I'm giving you a timer. You have 10 seconds.
Dude, I think I would actually I think I would
You can get punched in the face.
No, dude. I think I'm gonna have to do Candy Jack. I'm gonna have to do Candy Jack. Honestly, and the only reason why is because I feel like I would come out of that situation with like goals that I need to accomplish. Because whenever you're high with weed, I'm
Okay,
paranoid.
fair.
I come out of it like as a better person. You're like, you got to work on this. You got to call your parents more. Like your sister needs to be like, make sure that she like you love her, and like it's crazy. So
Absolutely, that's fair.
that was
That's
a really
fair.
good question, though. Honestly, it's like, cause I'm gonna be so paranoid for 3.5 hours. Oh,
We've all had bad experiences.
yeah,
with
that was yeah. It's the
Um,
worst.
no, that's valid though. So then Griffin also has some would you rather questions too.
Okay.
He said, would you rather see all your friends naked or let them see you naked? We're keeping it light right now.
Yeah, this is crazy. Oh, it gets even weirder.
No.
That's fucking funny.
not really.
I mean, like, I think they could just like, I don't want to see them all. They could just see me. But I'll show up for a second, man.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He also said, would you rather sell out a crowd to all strangers or perform to just your closest friends and family?
Are like the strangers like fans of Grandview?
Yeah.
Like they came to see me.
100%, yeah.
Strangers.
Are you gonna say strangers?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like my friends and family.
Strangers to you.
You guys are so amazing, and you guys have seen me so many times, and I literally
That's
am so
facts. I would-
grateful.
Yeah,
But like, I gotta like, we gotta grow the brand, guys.
100%. I would say I
Yeah.
would say the same thing.
Yeah.
This one, God, he's saying a lot. Would you rather be too high or too drunk? That one's easy for
Do
me.
you guys think I'm just like a substance stuff?
I know. I'm like,
Oh,
there's
I think I would rather be too drunk, so I would forget. Like when you're too high, you overly remember what you did in 7th grade that you still cringe about.
100%.
And when you're drunk, I can like just apologize in the morning.
Hmm.
The,
100 yeah, that's
yeah.
fair.
Like fuck it. Like I would rather throw up than have a panic attack.
Me too, dude.
I feel like you
Terrible
agree,
panic
right?
attacks. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had some horrible ones.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Then he said, I have no idea what this one means. He said, would you rather bring back Kookaroo or Chongs? Do you know what that means? Do you actually know what that means?
Wait, what? Say it again.
He said, would you rather bring back Kookaroo or Chongs? Do you have any idea what that means? We'll skip it.
They must be fucking with you. I don't know. That's so.
That's okay.
Dude, Griffin, were you too high?
No.
When you made that? Like what?
Maybe he was.
That's so funny.
And then Abu said, damn, I'm not good at these at all. He didn't even send in a
Wait,
question.
that makes so much sense. Abu's not good. Oh, you know what it is? You know, this is what happened. You probably had a deadline, and Abu lagged on the deadline because he lags on everything. So that makes sense.
This was like, it was a last minute thing.
I love it.
Andrew
that-
came up with
Abu,
it.
I love you, but that's so
That was a good
funny. Yeah,
idea.
this is crazy.
So, anyways, just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah, thank
So-
you. That was fucking awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for everyone for sending it in. And Zach, that was awesome. Thank you.
still kind of like going around your fans in the world of your fans. When your fans and new listeners get the opportunity to listen to this album for the first time, which song should they be, or which moment from the album do you think they would be like most excited to hear? Is there a track on this album that you think it's more like special than the rest of them, or it's gonna get the heads nodding, or
Yeah,
anything
man.
like
That's great.
that?
I mean, like it's tough with this album. You know, I mean, like Superpowers is the one that jumps out because we have Chris Patrick. I should have gotten you on there too, dude. You would have murdered that.
Thanks.
Damn,
I really liked that
I
song.
should have got you on that. That was Zach. Just for everyone listening, Zach would have destroyed that track too. I got. So
Too kind.
I have Chris Patrick, who's probably my favorite underground rapper, and I have Seth Such, who's a really incredible rapper who's coming up right now.
So, yeah, I was
They actually
curious.
know each other, which is awesome. So shout out both of you guys.
Oh,
I
sick.
love you guys as musicians and artists, and just everything about the way that you guys make music. So that's the one that's like a really special moment, just to have that. The song's also really unique, really like kind of experimentally, but also like grounded in like the verses are so grounded in hip hop that the hook kind of is allowed to be interesting and different. Our record is amazing. Like you truly have a standout moment, and I think I don't know if I told you this yet, but the thing that like I view as features is like the way Kanye kind of views with Twisted Fantasy is like you're a moment in the album, and like if the moment in the album, like I'm not just gonna like have you just do like a verse, like what you did is so special. Even if it's my album, like I want to allow the person to just exist in like just the process of it flowing, and like just what you offer is so beautiful because yours is so like soft and warm, and then mine is so like grief oriented and kind of aggressive that it shows the two sides of grief that kind of happens.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
you guys need to check out that record. Zach's amazing on that. And then
This guy kills it too.
the song Less Than You is like very intense. And that one, like, I don't want to speak too much on it. You guys have to listen to it. That's like the most honest probably I've ever been about just like substance abuse and what I was
100%.
going through. So that record as well is very different and very interesting. So yeah, those three are probably the ones that I would say.
I mean, we're all excited to hear it. For everyone to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it sounds like your fans have a lot to be excited about for this upcoming album. Is it an album or a mixtape? Because I know you've talked about it being called a mixtape. So I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. So it's mixtape.
It's a mixtape. Yeah.
It's a mixtape.
It's so
Okay.
funny. My girlfriend always, shout out Shelby. You're the best. I was trying to explain to her like what a mixtape was, and she was like, because like it's weird, like it doesn't really make sense, but I'm just viewing it as like, you know, Cole with the warm up Friday Night Lights or Drake with So Far Gone. It's like this is before the album. This is me like finding my sound, improving myself, and it's the first of a trilogy of time themed albums.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and like it's like, so the first one's Time Is on Our Side. The next one's gonna be Better with Time. The last one is All the Time in the World. And like those, that's gonna, yeah. So that's gonna be
exclusive shit right now. It just
on my podcast. Bombs. No one else, you know, just so the fans know. Like, I have it all planned out, like Kanye did with his Bear series.
That's fucking amazing. I love that. That's so cool. So
Thank you.
It really sounds like you've spent a lot of time like conceptualizing the whole thing and like just making sure that everything is how you want it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's really cool. I'm like super psyched for you.
Yeah, it's cool, and you know, like it's a concept record. I was like, we were like, because we're kind of talking about it, like it's nothing like it's too crazy. It's just like the narrators that exist and that are going to exist and play bigger roles in the project is the male voice that you're gonna hear is Father Time. The female is Lady Luck, and they kind of operate as like the two different sides of my mind. Of, you know, luck is usually associated with hope, while time, you know, passing is usually associated with, you know, growing up and like, you know, kind of letting go of some of those
absolutely
you know, childish dreams.
I picked up a little bit on that, especially in the intro song.
Yeah, that's the most like in your face about it.
100%. Yeah, but it's very cool. Like I can tell you've thought really hard about a lot of this stuff. You're not just like you're not like 90% of like the music industry. I feel like where you're just like throwing stuff on, like just throwing stuff on the internet that like has like the like don't really feel like you really love, or like it's really cool to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, to just see you doing this. But anyways, with that being said, let's do a couple more song matchups. Now for this one, we have Rigor Mortis versus Ronald Reagan era.
Oof.
I don't know if this one has a right answer.
Yeah,
this one's so hard.
This one's so tough. So it's
crazy.
funny because Ronald Reagan era was like one of the first Kendrick songs I really got into.
Yeah.
So I don't, surprisingly, I just like that intro is so sick. I love that guy's voice. I think it's Ash Riser. Something like that.
I forget who it is, but yeah, I love his voice. His
voice is so good.
Yeah,
it's got to be Rigor Mortis though. I think there's, I don't know, like Kendrick is so fucking good at just lyrically decimating a track, and that might be the best example of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like this is, and like the beat is to me now like a classic beat. Like you hear that.
Oh yeah.
And it's like truly like Logic is rapped over it. JID.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. There's something about that track that to me screams classic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But there's no right answer.
That's actually the first Kendrick song I ever heard.
Really?
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
The moment I heard it, was that yours too?
No, but like Ronald Reagan was, so it's like the matchup. That's interesting.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. No, the first Kendrick song I heard was Rigor Mortis, and like as soon as I heard it, I was just like, I was hooked on Kendrick, and I have been ever since. Like he's my favorite artist for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just Rigor Mortis is insane, and just like his like lyrical delivery is just kind of like unmatched, and especially at that time nobody else was really like doing that, so that's a totally valid pick. Ronald Reagan era is a little bit deeper, more conceptual. I feel like when Rigor Mortis is like more punchy, like in your face, like catch me outside with these bars, like
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so
It's super ciphery too.
yeah. But yeah, so that's that one. The next matchup is gonna be Hold Up versus Blow My High. I feel like
Really? Okay. Interesting. All right, I guess Blow My High is like, I wasn't expecting that to be on this list.
yeah, Blow My
I
High
love
made
that
it.
song though. It's really underrated now that I'm thinking about
So
it.
underrated.
Like really underrated.
Absolutely.
Great hook.
I've been bumping that.
Yeah,
Like
great.
2024.
So maybe it's
I'm still here.
not. I just forgot about it. I think it's gonna be Hold Up for me though.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the reason why is because there's this one line. What is it? Cool with the pool of fire with devil. I see. What is it? Like something about I see the nuns in a pool of fire with devils holding hands from the distance. From the distance. Don't know which one is Christian. Damn.
Yeah,
So it's like that imagery to me is like so legendary that like
yeah.
it has to be. I don't know. Like, and that song is like, it's yeah. I'm gonna go with Hold Up. That beat's also iconic.
Absolutely. I think I also think like I've listened to a lot of your music obviously, but the way in which you like write your lyrics is like very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than like normal, and I feel like you the way you use like metaphors and stuff in your lyrics is really cool. Do you feel like you take inspiration from people like Kendrick on Section.80?
Yeah.
When like in with the imagery especially, I know you use a lot of like I mean, you're really good at describing things.
Thank you. I really like that's really really nice to even hear. Yeah, definitely. Especially like with Chris Patrick, Lupe, Kendrick are like three people that I really and JID. JID's a little bit different though because it's so quick. But those, I don't know. There's something about the word choices. Like Jay-Z in his book said something really amazing that everything's already been said. So it's like, how can you say something that you love in a different, like in an interesting way? So, especially this album. When I was creating "Time Is on Our Side," I was listening to a lot of Kendrick and just like to like tap into, whatever in Section.80 and Good Kid, Mad City, his word choices were so interesting and they were so tight.
Yeah.
It's just like when you listen to Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, the word choices elevate the message. Like it's just, so I would say yes, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, great question.
Yeah. So when you first introduced GRANDVIEW to the world, and I think it's August of 2021, around that time you described GRANDVIEW music as something that can't be described, you just feel it. Can you explain a little bit what that means? And also if to help you, I guess, like I know your fans mean a lot to you, and that I know that it's Team GRANDVIEW. It's all about Team GRANDVIEw.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, like could you, I guess,
like describe, I mean, like, it is kind of hard to describe. I think it's because it's evolving. And like I want each project to sound different. Like Time Is on Our Side, people are gonna love. The next Better With Time is gonna sound different. And like I don't know exactly how it's gonna sound, but it's just like in my mind, what I really want to get to is like I want to combine the conceptual nature of the 2010s with like Kendrick, with the lyrics of the 90s, with production like Flume. Like that's what I want to go to eventually. That's my dream.
You had one song on your record. I was listening to it on the way here.
Is it Tequila?
Was fucking crazy.
Tequila.
Yes. That's what it was. Tequila's Tradition.
It's crazy.
That was fucking insane. I was listening to like literally like just turn. I was like, can this go any louder? It was crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, I couldn't believe. I wasn't expecting that, and it was so fucking cool.
Thank you,
like,
man.
This is like different. Like,
it
was really cool. I really loved that.
I
song.
appreciate it, man. I think it's like, when I was younger, I was obsessed with Flume. I was truly obsessed with Flume, and
That's
like
so funny.
I almost chose it for this album actually. His debut album.
Oh, really?
I love it that much.
I'm so glad we did this album because I know nothing.
Yeah,
about
that's
Flume.
very no. Andrew was like, we should do this one. I agree. It was a good choice.
Okay.
But I'm really in love with Flume, Porter Robinson, Fred again, Barry Can't Swim. These people that have taken electronic music and made it so emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think that like that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Now and like
dope.
And Flume's debut album, he released a double album where like the second half of it was rappers rapping on all the first part of the album, like just the instrumentals. And like I want to tap into that sound, and I'm so inspired that to this day that's still like, I don't know, like that's GRANDVIEW to me. It's like just like the matching of like these like grandiose, interesting instrumentals that are like kind of offbeat with like the thing that I love the most about hip hop, which is lyrics.
Yeah,
that's how I describe it.
Now, do you? Somebody asked me this question a few years ago, but what is it that you like specifically about writing? I'm trying to figure out how to say it, try to find the words on how to say it, but just about like writing in general. Like, do you love? Well, I guess you kind of just answered the question, but you love the lyricism of hip hop, and you think that that's what makes it so cool. Like when you're writing lyrics, is that what you think about? Are you like, how can I make this like really intricate and like different than?
Yeah, no, I
things?
think it's a really good question. I think it depends on the song.
Because it's a love for the craft.
Yeah, it's definitely a love for the craft. And like it's like just like understanding like I don't like, yeah, like I'm competing with the last GRANDVIEW record I wrote. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, and I'm just trying to up my game because for so long like I was like not very good. I had to work. Like a lot of people naturally are like great at this stuff. Like I feel like I had to work like extra hard to like get to get to this rep. Like
I agree that some
level.
people definitely are naturally gifted.
Like I'm not.
This is also, it's hard though. It's not easy. And like anyone who hates on you that's never tried doing this before, like literally fuck off, because you've never like it's hard
tough,
as fuck.
dude.
And like to be able to like go up on a microphone, like I won't get too much into it because it's your interview. But when I was in college,
no, but to go, yeah.
When I was in college, we had like we would have like my friends would all like come in the studio when I was living in the frat. I lived in the basement of the frat, and my room was like a studio because I had a microphone set up. And sometimes people, like guys, would come in, they'd be like, "Oh, this is sick," and they'd like write lyrics, and then we'd be like, "Rap it, like fuck, like rap it," and they'd be like, no, I'm good. Or like sometimes they would, and they would like get clowned on, but they couldn't take it. So like I was like, it takes balls. Like it takes balls to put yourself out there.
Dude, I mean like, but like I feel like you naturally have a really good flow.
Thanks.
Like I feel like you, like when I had you on like the old podcast for the first time, like your flow really stuck out to me.
Thanks.
Was it something like for me, writing was always the easiest thing to me. The flow was the hardest thing in the world
so
for me.
Funny. I'm the other way around, bro.
Yeah, so exactly. So
team up more.
Yeah, well, Voltron, we'll combine. Yeah. But it's like that's like, so I would imagine like, because your flow is like butter.
Thanks.
And you're going like, I mean, like your lyrics are fucking amazing too, but. Yeah, so like flowing was always easy for you because it was the hardest thing in the fucking world for me.
Yeah, I was always just like, I don't know, I guess I was like kind of naturally like gifted or like musically inclined just because of my family. Like music runs in my family.
Yeah.
So like that has always been nice.
You know,
nothing ever crazy. No one's ever done music for like a living, but like everybody on my mom's side plays music.
Yeah.
So that's just like how it is. So,
and that's like, so, and like that's different than mine. Like my dad's a really good guitar player, but like my mom... no, like my sister, no, like my grandfather, actually, on my dad's side was an amazing trumpeter, but, like, is like, it's, my family is so like business oriented that like, it's, me being a musician is like out of nowhere.
Yeah. And it's cool though. I love that for you.
Yeah. Like, thank you.
Sorry, I'm gonna reel it back a little bit just for a second. So after the successes of your first EP, A Vibe Called West, Volume 1, I know you secured a spot as a supporting act for LA legend Swayze's tour.
Yeah, shout out Swayze.
Now, I know he's like a real veteran in the industry. Like he's a vet. He got like 200 million streams, song with like Snoop Dogg. He's like,
he's the GOAT.
He's been there. So what did you learn anything from tour? I know you went like to so many different cities and stuff. Touring with Swayze, was there anything in particular that you really learned from that experience or like that you took with you? Definitely.
First off, I want to say Swayze, shout out you, incredible man, incredible person. That was just like truly so nice to Matt and I, Ionius and I, when we were on tour with him, like truly took us under our wing. Shout out Sean, his DJ as well. Like they really took care of us, and he treated me with such respect and always had my back. And like if I had any questions, he would help me. The biggest thing though I learned was how to perform. Like when you're performing in front of people that have never heard you, and it ranges from like 150 people to like 15 people, and you don't know what it's going to be that night, like you learn so much about just who you are as a performer. And
Yeah.
I think that's why performing is one of my strongest things in my belt. Is like that.
Absolutely. You're a great performer. I've seen you perform at
Thank you
least
so much.
once.
You are too. And then
Yeah.
so like that's what I learned. I learned how to engage a crowd. Like and like that's fucking tough. And like
Yeah.
for everyone that's like watching, that's like listening, is like it is so important to like, and this is my advice, is like it is so important to cut your ego aside and like try and incorporate songs that people know.
Yeah,
Like you have to
100%.
do that. Like
Yeah.
it is a show. It is a production. Like their night is not based around just like your songs. Like you should be focused on giving them the best night possible, which is if they want
Yeah.
to like hitting them with songs that they know that they can sing along with and they'll remember you. So what I'm saying is for anyone listening is cut the ego aside, try and mash up your songs with popular songs, play popular songs, and just try and create the best show possible. That's what I learned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you do a great job of that too.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So let's transition now into the semifinal matchups. We're gonna do both of them. First up, we have ADHD versus Hold Up.
Wow.
I feel like this
those
one
are-
ain't even hard for
yeah,
me.
it's getting tougher, obviously, as it always does. It's got to be ADHD,
Yeah,
and and
easy for me.
so I think they're both super strong lyrically. But what ADHD does is something that I wish I miss kind of from Kendrick, is just like the different voices and the different layering that he has, and the way that he like will take out the middle voice and just hit you with like the two right and left earphones, like really high voices.
Yeah.
And it's so dynamic in just the delivery of it. And like I think that I love
You
when
do
Kendrick.
that. You do that.
Yeah, I
you
do that a lot. I do that a lot.
notice. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like it though. I think it's cool, and it's like that's one of the cool things that I mean. Obviously, he's not the first person to come up with it. Like,
Yeah.
he got it from somewhere too.
Yeah, I'm heavily inspired by it. I think maybe it comes from like Andre 3000 or like
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
like those levels. But I'm very big on that too. So you're right. But
Yeah.
that's probably why I love it so much.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's really cool, and that song is. I mean, that song is just incredible.
Incredible.
My favorite part about that song is just the whatever sample they use is like
Beautiful.
so like dreamy, but it's like magical. I don't know if that beat is made or mixed by Ali. I don't know if it's Ali or not, but man, like yeah, Kendrick's instrumentals are always like
Yeah.
crazy. It feels
Yeah, and
like.
this album is very like I love the instrumentals on this album so much.
Yeah,
They're so
100%.
interesting. Yeah.
So next up we have Poe Man's Dreams versus Rigor Mortis.
Fuck. It's gonna be Poe Man's Dreams.
Really?
I swear, I don't know. I have a connection with this song for some reason.
No, it's fair.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's out of
totally fair.
nowhere. Like, also the GLC thing is sick.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's just like sometimes I like just to hear artists fucking talk about life.
Yeah.
And on this song, Kendrick just like is truly just speaking about observations that he has about his life and
Talking
like,
about the struggle.
yeah,
Struggle
exactly.
is like, I don't know.
Just the normal. It's normal.
Yeah.
It's everyday. It's probably the everyday man thing, and I think there's something about it that like that energy. I just like I connect. Also, the beat is so sick.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I could listen to that show on loop like for so long. I like how like
Yeah.
the two songs that we're like ending up with are like probably my two favorite instrumentals on this album.
I think there's something about I don't know like those are fucking great. Like I would choose those instrumentals if I fucking heard them. They're sick.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, so now I guess before we do like the final round, I wanted to break down some quotes from you and just tell me basically we're gonna break down some of your best bars.
I thought you meant like shit that I said. I
Oh
was
no,
like,
no,
what?
no, just your bars from songs.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, just like from your lyrics, I want you to describe them genius style to the audience.
Okay.
So this one, I absolutely love this one. Andrew picked this one, but I do love this one. It's probably my favorite quote from you. It's the two most important days you're alive is the day that you're born and the day you find out why.
Yeah, that one means a lot. I remember when I was in my dorm room at Muhlenberg, and I was just like starting to rap. There's like this like, fuck, it's so like millennial. It's so like 2010s. There was like this picture of like Goku turning Super Saiyan, and that quote was on there, and it was like just when I was like figuring out I wanted to rap. So I was like, oh my God, like this is about me, and like it's definitely like I think it's a quote from someone. I'm off the top of my head. I think Mark Twain maybe. But yeah, it's just like the I think a lot of times when we're artists and like there's a lot of we're what's the word I'm just trying there's a lot of pageantry, there's a lot of like we're just like very not vain, but like we love to romanticize these moments in our life, and I think the moment that you figure out that you want to like do music is a very big moment for an artist. And
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
I just like it's the quote that I already told you. I just figured out like this is what I'm supposed to do,
100%.
and that quote is just like stuck with me forever.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like it's relatable to anyone, like who might not necessarily be in music, but just like this is like my calling. Like this is what I was meant to do. And I feel like a lot of people spend a lot of time in their lives searching for that and never finding that moment. Well, eventually finding it, but like
Hopefully.
while you're searching for it though, it's really hard. Like it is really hard, but that's cool though that your album This Time Is On Our Side. Hopefully that can provide some relief to somebody who hasn't found out why yet.
Literally, like, and like speaking on that, like I'm 28, like I'm old. Like Time Is On Our Side. I have a line on the project where it's like, time is on our side was this year's biggest lie. Why? My age is 28, great, and music, that's retire time. Like that's like it. I said this to trick myself. The name of the album is to trick myself, so I wouldn't fucking give up.
Yeah.
But
100%. I love that though. That's cool.
Thank you.
Also, like, I feel like there's a lot of pressure when it comes to like people's ages and stuff.
Zach, the younger one, he's like, you're fun.
No, we're 5 years apart, so I'm 23.
That's in age. That's retired time. I'm joking.
I guess.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But in the grand scheme of all time, we're like very close.
We are very young. I agree.
And yeah, super young too. Like we have a lot of life left to live.
Yeah.
So the next quote I want you to break down is: "The youth rarely get that time holds our power. The foolish may dream, but the real is a coward."
Ooh, that's a good one. When you're younger, you have no knowledge that like how you spend your days is eventually going to be the outcome of what you are. You're just kind of existing, and especially like. Time again, as we're talking about with this album, is it's your biggest asset. And, younger people don't understand that, like, I wish that I started making music earlier.
Yeah.
Because I'd be farther ahead at a similar point in my life. Obviously, everything happens for a reason, but that line is just focusing on just the naive nature when you're younger. You don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the realistic coward is just, like, it's a little harsh, but at the same time, it's like, I think I'm in a very blessed position where I'm allowed to do what I do. And like, this is whatever anyone wants to do, but just like bowing down to the expectations of the people around you and just phoning it in for something that's safe or what you think people want you to do.
Yeah.
Like that's a passport to misery. And so like, I'm not even
100%.
I'm not even saying that like, it's coward. I just hope that anyone listening like knows that there are other options to pursue what you want.
100%.
It's not that simple, but yeah, it is that simple.
Like, do your thing, get your bag, make ends meet. But also, there's something greater. I think everybody is like meant for everything. Everybody's meant for something greater than just like paying bills at the end of the month.
Yeah,
Like
I think like when you're
supposed to work and like. That's it.
When you're living for the weekend, like that's where the Sunday scaries come into play.
Yeah,
and real. Like I'm sorry guys, like I don't like right now I don't have Sunday scaries that much.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously fucking stressed all the time about my career, but that's Monday through Sunday. It's not Sunday. it's the life. It's the thing. And then also I want to let you know there's this thing my therapist told me it's like I'm gonna butcher it. So it's like ikigai, which is like the connection of like what you do with your passion with like making money. It's like it's a whole thing that I'll send you. It's really cool. So,
yeah, please send that to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were in therapy. I had a therapist a while ago, but it's when I graduated from college. I haven't gone back, but I want to. It's really nice.
So it's really crazy actually. Our record, the man that passed away was my therapist.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
No, you're good. You're
yeah.
good. So I'd seen him.
Wow.
I'd seen him for 9 years, and he was like one of my best friends, and he was my mentor. Like he was like everything with regards to being my rock with music. And R.I.P. Kevin Sosa tragically passed away in June, and just like it was crazy. The week that he passed away was actually the week I wanted to quit music. And now it's like, I can't fucking quit now. Because he was the one that, like, told me to do this. So that's interesting. Yeah, so,
That's a sign.
it is a sign.
No, it's sort of a sign, though.
Yeah, it was a sign. Yeah,
Like,
definitely. But
That's really crazy.
It was great.
I'm somebody who's, like, spiritual, and I believe in, like, signs when
Mhm.
they happen. Obviously, that's really unfortunate, and I'm sorry for your loss. But
appreciate that. Thank you.
I think it's really, you've created something beautiful that I think Kevin would be really proud of.
Thank you.
So
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. From Deja Vu, the next lyric I have is, my remedy for boredom when the moon moved the seas, my weeknight life was abuse, vice, repeat. We kind of already talked about this
Yeah.
a little bit. I didn't know if we would, but now we're getting into it.
Yeah, no, it's a great. When I was a junior and senior in high school, I smoked a lot of weed, and my dad lived near the beach, and I used to sneak out of my dad's house, and I would just smoke and just listen to Kid Cudi and look up at the stars. So like I used to literally just like look at the moon, and I was like, and it was sad. I was numbing myself, and just like really, I don't know. I was alone during that time. Like at night, my dad was traveling a lot, and I was like living there, and just like my dad would like I would just like go home and just be alone from like 6 to 9, and like I was just lonely and kind of doing all that stuff. And that line is just a connection to that time period of my life. And like the song Deja Vu is about 2 different substances that I've had.
Your lyrics in that song are great.
Thank you, man.
They're really good. Like just I've tried touching on topics like that before, but you really killed it. I like how like when you talk about like how tolerance getting the shakes, like, all that stuff, I'm like, it's really cool.
Thank you. I try to be as specific as possible.
Well, I can imagine it. I can imagine you standing there like in the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like
I remember like when you were younger, like when you smoked weed, like you'd be smoking so much that you wouldn't get as high anymore, so you'd be like, I'm gonna take a tolerance break.
Yeah. No.
Never could.
No.
Because you'd be like, I just want to smoke more. So yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
That's how it works, though. Now, I understand now that this is from Superpowers because I listened to the album. But I love that song. But the quote that you have, this is a long-ass quote. But I said, this is what you said in the song. You said, I state we all have superpowers. The mortal means to leave our coward. I shake hands with the clock who watched my journey 10,000 hours. This vivid vision and record written is genius lifted from my earthly prison. At an early age, one born day, I found a pen and this song played.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's sick as fuck, though.
Thank you, man. I think just like superpowers is anything. And like for mine, and for you probably as well, it's our creativity. For my friend Davis, it's his focus on wanting to build business. For my mom, it's through like every single person has something that makes them unique. And then ours again with like just the creative journey is like there's always the play of 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
And like there's a clock that is your only companion during that time, so you should shake the hand of that's keeping count of that time.
Yeah.
And then for like the last part, just like my earthly prison, I just feel like sometimes it's like our souls are kind of trapped in this consumerist life that we have. And like I'm not saying that's like bad, I'm not like a socialist or anything, but I'm just saying like the world that exists around us sometimes, like we're here and we're making the most of it, but sometimes it does feel like a prison.
Yeah.
Because I think that we're like our souls are beings of love and compassion and empathy, and sometimes those things are foreign.
Yeah.
In environments that are so result driven.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like like the song play, like I found like I think that's just like that's fucking just cool imagery. That one doesn't mean anything. Like found a pen in this song play is like just the idea of like I was always destined for this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was right
cool.
shit. That's cool, guys.
It's great. I love that whole song, and like I'm really excited for everybody else to hear that song because that song is like just really incredible.
Hey, it's very Brockhampton. Like
Yeah,
the hook is a little bit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I like
me patting myself.
No, I like it
dude,
though.
it's
Another thing I
Brockhampton.
want to mention is you told me you can't sing, but you definitely can sing. Like
Shout out Eli
swear.
for making me able to sing. Hi guys,
Like,
I'm
shout out
not
Eli,
good.
making you sound
dude,
good.
you can sing. Like this motherfucker is really good at singing. I'm able to sing because of Melodyne and Auto-Tune.
Melodyne. All right.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah,
Thank you so
dude.
much.
Yeah.
But like, you're actually a really good singer.
All right,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
dude.
try because I think melodies are so important. Like, no one wants to just fucking be told crazy bars. Like, you want to have something that like makes you feel good at the end of it.
Absolutely, yeah. And obviously the album sounds incredible. I guess, is there anything you want to say before we do our final matchup?
Yeah, one, you're fucking killing it. Thank you so much for doing this.
I'm
You're
honored
doing
to
an
be here,
amazing
really.
job. Two, I want to give a big shout out to all the fans for Team Grandview. You know, we really in the last like month and a half have grown so quickly, and like the growth isn't, we didn't go viral or anything. It's truly just like all of you guys, like we're just building a team one by one. And like for everyone listening, like you guys know who you are. Like I have names in my head like Josh, Oliver, NF, like these truly, Finn, like people that comment every single day. Like you guys make my day and you guys make me so motivated to continue to do this. And like I'm so blessed to have such a supportive group of people online that believe in what we're building here. And yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Team Grandview because you guys are amazing. I want to give a big shout out to my DJ and producer Ionius. I hope everyone in their life has someone like Ionius who's just so supportive and incredible and will fucking do anything, man. And I'm so proud of the person that you've become this year and your own just life. And then with musically, the next project we're doing before Better With Time, guys, is based around Ionius. So I'm not going to announce it now, but we're working on that.
Oh, shit.
Fine. And then also, I'm just gonna go through the list really quick. My thank yous for this album. It's my like fucking note to self for Forest Hill Drives. With Greg, thank you so much for putting up with all my crazy demands and all my insane ideas, and just you're my rock with regards to my emotional state with music, and you just keep me steady. And you're an incredible manager that will do anything I ask and more. Thank you for securing just our relationship with Vidya, and just you've done an amazing job and you've truly come into your own. So thank you, Greg. To Eli, the executive producer of Time Is On Our Side, man, me and you are truly a team. When we're in there, we're the ones building these records with the help of Matt as well, but me and Eli every single day are in there crafting these records, and he pushes me to do things that I've never thought I wanted to do on records. A lot of singing. I push him to tap into his own creative bag to kind of like put his fingerprint on these songs, and you've done an amazing job. Thank you for hitting our completely unrealistic timelines. You're the man. I really want to dedicate this mixtape to my mom and my dad. Thank you guys for giving me all the time in the world to become Grandview. You two deserve all the credit for who I am, along with my stepfather. But with regards to like music, you guys are the reasons why people are getting Time Is On Our Side and you're the reason Grandview even is here. Just thank you for letting me do that. To all my friends, thank you guys so much for being at all my shows. And just supporting and loving me. You guys are the original Team Grandview. Team Grandview started with you guys. You guys are the original fucking people. And I love you all so much. Those who are on the cover and not, all my Vistamar friends, I love you guys so much. My girlfriend, Shelby, I love you so much. Don't want to get too dramatic on here, but I love you. Thank you for supporting me in so many ways. And even when you were in Denver, flying out to my shows whenever you could, that truly meant the world. To Kaden behind the board, thank you guys for helping me start the podcast, Third Wheel. And then just Zach, again, thank you so much for allowing me to have a platform. I've always wanted to do something like this. And, you know, I spoke to Zach about this before, but like the dream that I have with A Vibe Call West is to give artists the opportunity to do what I'm doing right now. Like right now, you see all these athletes every single day starting a podcast and monetizing their brands. I want to do the same thing with artists. Mm-hmm. So all these artists that are like-minded like us, we're going to build a home for you guys. Zach's on the team as well. He's going to be one of our first artists that is doing it. And yeah, that was really long-winded. That's all I kind of want to say. Time Is On Our Side is a really special project to me, and it truly was a lie that I told myself, but it's turned out to be the most beautiful thing that I've created so far. So time is on our side, February 2nd. And now we can finish the podcast. I just had a lot of thank yous to say. And I really hope I didn't forget anyone. I'm so sorry if I did. I love you all so much.
I don't know if you guys are relevant.
Oh shit!
But you got everybody else.
Az, thank you. Az is like, oh my god, you're. Thank you for reminding me. You're the GOAT.
Everybody else.
I love you, bro. You know, you're such an incredible part of Vibe Call West and Grandview, and like the fact that I have one of the brightest minds in all of music on my team, and my best friend, and one of my best friends is like, I'm fucking lucky.
Yeah, man.
So shout out you, Az. Thank you for reminding me.
Absolutely. I think what you just said was absolutely beautiful. That's really cool. What you said about
Also, Nick Hughes and Kat, I didn't forget about you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me.
So now just getting into our last matchup, we got
ADHD.
ADHD.
After whatever the hell that was.
I know. Wait. Actually, before we transition, do you have merch coming out or what?
Yeah, I'm going to figure that out, guys. I promise we will have Time is on our side and Vibe Call West merch. And Grandview hats, because this shit's never going away. Vinyl, we will do
I know that
a
one's
vinyl.
So really?
Hopefully, yeah.
That'd be so sick.
All the people in the Discord server, I hear you. They all want CDs.
Oh shit! Really?
They want CDs.
Oh, that's sick.
So they all do CDs.
I've done those.
Either or, and also shout out.
Those are easy.
Shout out the Discord server. You guys are incredible. That's like the fucking. Those are like the generals of Team Grandview.
That's amazing.
Like they'll fucking walk up to you and be like, "Play this Grandview track."
I love
They're
it.
the best.
You guys
I
love that so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so for our final matchup, we have ADHD versus Po Man's Dreams.
It's gonna be Po Man's Dream.
No, really?
I swear, this is crazy.
Dude.
Everyone's gonna hate me.
ADHD is the best song.
I know it's the best song. No, I mean, like, yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Okay,
I think. By the way, I'm sorry. I think Keisha's song is the best song on the album.
Okay, that's
thematically. But Po Man's Dreams, it's my fucking list, and like, I don't know. There's something about that track that is everything that I want to be as an artist. I don't know why.
That's cool.
And I just love it, dude. Kendrick, you're the man.
I
love that album so much. It might not reach the artistic heights of To Pimp a Butterfly or have the repay value of Good Kid, Mad City, but there is just something so youthful and inspiring and just like fresh. It's so like it's a breath of fresh air whenever I turn that on. It is so different.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about that album. Yeah.
100%. All right, well, I guess I didn't really write a conclusion, but I'm out of questions. So that's it for today's episode. Carter, if you want to do an outro. I don't know how I forget how you normally do this.
Everyone, please go follow Zach Settle on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter. Zach, what are your handles?
Follow this guy. Wait, you might be already if you're watching this.
Yeah, so follow Zach. He's truly an incredible artist. Even better person. No,
I'm over here
equally as good person. Like, man, like I'm so excited for the relationship that's going to blossom with Vibe Call West and just see how you're going to progress. And thank you so much for doing this, man. This truly means the world. And like the fact that you gave me an incredible interview, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, of course. Anytime. I'm glad I could help in any way I can. It's cool. I love what you're doing. I want to be a part of it. This year I'm trying to surround myself with people who are doing dope shit. So
we're starting off with a bang. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into a Vibe Call West Radio. This is obviously a very different episode, but time is on our side. My debut mixtape coming out February 2nd, 2024. Should be the start of a really amazing year for all of us, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. Zach, thank you so much again. Vibe Call West Radio episode done.